We're live.
Well, hello, everyone. Technical difficulties. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
So see, your speakerphone is
That's
working.
on my phone.
There you go. We hear you guys perfect now.
But can they hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can barely hear you on the phone itself.
That's what we have it going through. We have it going through Angie's phone.
And I can't get my volume to go up at all. So we'll just go through his phone. That works, as long as you guys can hear us.
Yep.
Hi, Lori Leach. Hi, Terry.
And she figured it out.
Figured what out?
Terry, I was telling her where the guy show was, or our show, and she's like, I don't know how to find it. Where do I go?
Okay, so just so you guys know, normally it's just a guy show, but James and Lori are in Tombstone tonight.
And they're getting shot up.
Yes, at the OK Corral. No, they're doing a haunted ghost tour in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Because it's James's birthday and their wedding anniversary, so that's why they're not in the show. So we figured we'd just do a foursome tonight.
I kind of enjoy foursomes.
On a very relevant topic, might I
add.
So tell everybody how your week's been going.
You don't want to know.
No, we really do. It's part of trucking.
Welcome to trucking.
It's been a trying week, to say the least. Freightliner, as anyone knows, if you go into a shop, it is slower than molasses in December. And we pretty much still don't know anything, but Justin just recently talked to maintenance, so I'll let him kind of give you guys the rundown.
Well, let me start off by at least saying, in all reality, with it only being Chris's third month on the road, I feel bad for her because God only knows what's really going through her head. The horrible introduction to Welcome to Trucking. Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
When the worst can happen, it happens, and there's never really a direct answer, unfortunately. So, coming off of home time, which most of you may know, we just had a move. We went from a 2-bedroom townhouse duplex to a 3-bedroom duplex flat. Bigger, nicer, better for us, better for the dogs. Our home time was supposed to consist of only 5 days off. Here we are on day 14. Last Saturday, we were scheduled to roll out first thing in the morning to pick up in Mount Olive, North Carolina, going to Yorktown, Indiana. We got to the truck Friday night. Mind you, I had last moved the truck 4 days prior. We got to the truck Friday night. It was cranking over, but it wouldn't start. Within about 2 minutes, the starter was blocked and the computer was saying to shift to neutral. The truck was in neutral. So our batteries were drained and and the starter was blocked, so we couldn't get it running. Had to cancel our load. Had somebody come out till almost, I took Chris home so she could get some rest because we didn't know what would happen at that point. But
I was preparing to drive out with him, being up all night long because, that's just what you do, right? You pre-plan.
You call roadside and try to get it figured out. So we had one company come out to jump start it. That didn't do the trick. Just barely got the truck back up to 12 volts. And he threw his hands in the air and said, I can't do anything more. Maintenance decided they were going to call out a technician for roadside, and they came out. They charged up the battery a little bit more, Still barely got it to 12 volts. Hooked up to the computer to see what was wrong. He comes back 3 hours later. Thankfully, I had taken Chris home to get some rest, but here we are, 5 a.m. He's knocking on the side of the car. Yeah, you got like 300 codes. You got transmission codes. You got electrical codes. You got starter codes. Like, your truck is screwed. I don't know what is going on with that thing.
Very reassuring, might I add.
So, called weekend dispatch. Called weekend maintenance the next morning. Said, all right, well, we can't really get it towed until Monday because the local Freightliners near you aren't open on the weekend. So there are 2 Freightliner dealers within an hour of us. One is in Hayden, which is the closest, and then the other is in Rocky Mount, which is about 45 minutes west of us. Come Monday morning, maintenance decides, well, Rocky Mount, the farther one, say they can get the truck in today, at least for diagnostic. All right, so we go up to the truck, we grab it, whatever else we think we may need off the truck long term. Record driver's already there. Come to find out, the truck arrives into Rocky Mount. We were told 2 other trucks arrived prior to our arrival.
So y'all already know what that means.
Yep.
In other words, we'll get you in when we damn well feel like it. 3 days later, I find out it was 3 trucks, not 2 in front of us. Either way, gets in yesterday. They started the diagnostic. Come to find out it's a wiring issue, but they didn't have time to complete the diagnostic in order to find the issue. I mean, we've at least got it pinpointed. We know what it is. I find out today. Like I said, day 14. It's a wiring issue. They couldn't complete the diagnostic because apparently the batteries died. They spent 2 hours of an 8-hour day recharging the battery and never got back to our truck.
That sucks.
Are you guys surprised? No.
Welcome to trucking.
Does your company have like another truck that you guys could use temporarily?
So that's just it. As of right now, we've been commissioned, or I've been commissioned for recovery. We had another driver apparently got lost in Camden, New Jersey. Was stopped or was approached by the police, and for some reason is now in the local hospital.
Right, Angie.
My understanding, it is medical. It's I don't think there was any altercation or anything, whatever. I think he was just having a medical episode of some sort. Unfortunately, it's not my place or the company's place to share those details.
Right.
So
right.
in all reality, they asked that we go pick up the truck. Chris is getting a bonus of $300 to assist in the recovery. I'm going to pick up the truck. I'll get my usual pay for miles, and I'll make the delivery for it on Monday into Ohio. From there, the plan is to get another load into Portage, Indiana.
That's where our shop is.
40 minutes from our actual terminal in Allsup, Illinois. However, excuse me while I make this pass. Technically, the plan is looking at possibly getting another truck temporarily, depending on how long our truck can get. With that being said, I'll get home, pick up Chris and the dogs. Go to our truck and at least grab whatever we can from the truck that we know we'll need.
Blankets and, we grabbed like our clothes and all this other stuff. But like when Justin was just talking to them, they were potentially saying it could be a computer issue. And if that's the case, we could be out of our truck
for a couple of weeks.
for longer than what anyone could afford at this point. So
ideally, I don't know if you guys know personally or if our audience knows, there are, with everything going on with the economy from, the recall on Enfamil and, the national shortage. I mean, we went shopping for our grandson to try to find some, and there's none.
Yeah, I couldn't find any for my grandson yesterday either. I'm having the hardest time.
Yeah,
it's been tough.
And a couple weeks ago there was a meat shortage, and a couple weeks before that there was the lettuce recall, and it's our economy is in a world of shit right now. Pardon my language, but it truly is. Me personally, I believe it's the Democrats. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to make it political. So.
Part shortage for Freightliner anyways. I mean, that's
right. Parts for trucking right now are on an all-time high national back order shortage. So, I mean, if it's an ECM, it's got to be ordered directly from Freightliner, pre-programmed to our specific truck. Because every truck is different. I mean, you can buy 5 of the same trucks, but each of them have a mind of their own according to how they learn from their drivers, which a lot of people I'm sure don't know or recognize. A car, its computer recognizes how a driver drives and tries to adjust accordingly to how you operate said vehicle. And potentially, our truck is going to perform a specific way versus the next truck that came off the assembly line right alongside of it with the same options, same, everything. So you never know. We could get a new ECM and then we could be in and out of the shop every other week for the next 6 months. But, because that's just our week right now. That's the worst case scenario looking forward.
We still have no idea, really. I mean,
all I can really tell her is, babe, I'm sorry. I love you, but this is a hardship of trucking.
It is.
You just gotta take a deep breath.
It's no fun. It's no fun, and it's scary because I think a lot of people don't realize that as truck drivers, we don't get paid for our downtime. If the truck breaks,
so I'm sorry, but if we do, also it's a matter of we get pennies, compared to what our normal pay is.
Yeah, we don't get sick time, we don't get vacation time. So when a truck breaks down and we're off the road, I mean, that hurts us extremely much financially. And then the other issue with you guys is, you've got a grandchild and a child at home that you're also helping to support. So, it makes things very difficult. But we did want to mention Dawn Stanton put up a message here, and I don't know if you guys can see it, so I wanted to read it. And she said, what kind of formula do you need? 4 stores near me have gotten baby formula in. So you might want to get with Dawn and talk with her after the show.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, I will try to when we get off, but it's just the regular Enfamil with iron. If you're still listening, Don, I had a picture, but of course I just went through and deleted it because my storage was getting
ideally
backed up,
ideally it's Enfamil with iron. Yep. It's yellow and gold. Yep. There is a secondary brand. It's like or similar to it. It's more of an enhanced brand, and it says, I think it's called NeuroSense.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's just the regular Enfamil with iron.
Yeah, it can be either or. The NeuroSense is really the Enfamil with iron. It's like if you get a basic car and then you turn around and you get like the GT package. The NeuroSense is supposed to be like that sport model or something. Not
That's
really.
Stuff I gave my daughter 30 years ago.
And I did want to mention that James is on here. I want to say happy birthday because we screwed up yesterday.
Happy birthday. We sang it to him yesterday. We were a day off.
Happy birth anniversary.
Yes.
Birth anniversary.
They said they're having a great day and they're out for dinner right now.
I love it. Their pictures are awesome. Keep sharing.
I know. Oh my gosh, Lori looks so beautiful in her dress today.
Did you see that? Like, that was so awesome. That corset, the blue one. Woo, fancy pants.
I know, and the boots that she had on with the heels, those were pretty cute.
I did. Loved it.
Dawn Stanton Terrier telling James happy birthday. So Larry and I,
Happy anniversary.
we stayed at his aunt's this week for one night, and his aunt used to be a nurse. Like her whole career, she was a nurse. And so I don't know how we got on the subject, but she was talking like, she goes, whenever my husband calls me, my phone will say Ice Dennis, and his name is Dennis. Or like, well, why does it say Ice? And she goes, it's so that police and emergency responders know that he is my contact person. And she's got her kids listed in her phone, like Ice Chad, Ice Brad. Yep. And so we'd never heard that before. We're like, oh my gosh, that is something genius that we should be telling truckers. And I guess the ICE stands for in case of emergency. Yep. So that's how you should have them listed in your phone. So I'm like, we need to tell everybody this. This is pretty genius.
Yeah, I didn't know about it. But how many people know about it? So we want to let everybody know about it.
I have Justin listed as my ICE in my phone.
My mom actually has myself and my brother listed as hers. I don't have anybody listed as my ICE.
What?
But for the first time ever, I actually wrote down Chris as my ICE on paper.
Ah.
Becoming official.
Actually, it's not the first time I wrote her down. It's the first time I wrote her in as solo. The last couple of times I did it, it was her and my mother. You know, every time I've put something like that on paper, it's usually just been my mom because, you know, next of kin. So,
right.
TJ has known it for 16 years.
Yeah, she said she's had Paul as her ICE. And then Sharon said, my daughter taught me that trick about ICE years ago. So I guess we're dumb when we didn't know it.
We're the only one in the world that has not known this. It's just, there's a section that had ICE contact.
LOL.
You don't need to actually put that in the name. Huh.
I did not know that. Okay. Thank you, Sean. I'm learning something new every day.
I'm going to check that on my phone.
He said that there's a place in your phone specifically to add ICE contacts. I didn't know that either.
Oh,
I literally wrote it, like in the contact, I wrote ICE, and then I didn't realize that.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to put ICE wife.
Yeah, right. We're gonna...
And not because she's cold.
She can be. But we're gonna put our kids as our contacts too, so that way, you know, if anything happens to us over the roads, that's who they're gonna call. Because obviously, if they try to call my hubby, that ain't gonna do him a bit of good when he's right next to me.
Right. And ideally, you know, if something happens to the both of you, and the first officer on scene, you know, they're gonna attempt to identify you, but one of the things they're going to do in due process is try to get in your phone and see who your emergency contacts may be. As you know, if they can't identify you, that'll be their next way to attempt to identify you.
I'm sorry, Sharon just put, yeah, don't ICE the wife, LOL.
That's great.
That's funny. We actually got pulled into a weigh scale here in California, and it was like about 45 minutes before the show started. We're like, and the we're on how are we on 101?
680.
680, yeah, the traffic is a nightmare. So we're like, we're just going to sit here in the weigh scale and do the show.
Yeah. We also got to include, like,
where are you guys, on the 40 or?
680, below Sacramento.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've been out that way, so.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Lori and James can't even come in California, lucky little things. Marion said also include emergency contacts for your pets. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. That is
that's
smart.
Very smart. Yeah.
Well, we had Rio microchipped. It goes through like the AKC Reunite website.
Yeah, I did too.
Yep. I'm surprised that you didn't have to put like alternative contact information. I want to say when I registered Rio, I had to put like my numbers in there, and I think Justin's numbers in there as well as a contact. God forbid he like, one of my biggest fears is him getting out at a truck stop and just running rampant in some state that we're not familiar with, or
Oh,
so.
yeah.
But I think in that AKC Reunite, you what do you call it? You can add multiple contacts in there. So check it out if you haven't.
That happened to me in Georgia, actually. Gosh, I don't know. Probably 2 years ago. Larry was sleeping in the truck, and I went to go take the dogs to the bathroom. And Gizmo was walking, and somehow his collar broke. And so he came off the leash. And I was freaking. Here I'm trying to handle 2 dogs. One of them just got off the leash, and there was trucks like coming in and out of the parking lot. I was freaking out. Luckily, he saw Gizmo saw the panic in my face and immediately stopped so I could grab him. But oh my God, I was so scared because he almost got hit by a truck.
Lori said that she just PM'd Don and offered to send the address for you, Chris.
Okay. Thank you, Lori. He was just reading. He was reading Lori's comment. She said, "I just PM'd Dawn and offered to send the address on Messenger because Lori was able to find a can of Infamil, so I gave her the address information."
Okay.
Thank you, Lori. That's very sweet of you.
And that's a good idea. With your registration.
Yeah, we do have our dog records on here, but we should throw them with our registration. That's a great idea, especially because we go to Canada.
Yeah. We have a folder just for the dogs.
We actually have a folder on board.
Yeah,
we have
all their info and everything.
With the registration is a great idea.
Rio, we've been trying to do a little extra training, distance running, primarily giving him mom or dad as target. Primarily, Chris will sit in the truck and she'll either blow on the whistle or holler his name to see if he'll run straight to the truck. One of the last times,
we were at Sterlite.
Yeah, we were at Sterlite down in Georgia.
I thought he was going to die.
And you were telling me to let him be. He was fine.
Yeah, but he did get close to that road.
So, but thankfully the facility was huge. But I was probably about a good 200 feet off, and I let him off the chain, and he went running straight for the truck. All it took was one little bird coming up out of the grass on the left, and he bolted, and I'm like, no!
Yep,
and
that's what
I started running after him, just yelling, Rio, Rio! And he stopped long enough to realize, wait, I'm not familiar with where I'm at, but I'm having fun. So he stopped, he looked back at me to kind of see where he was, and then he started doing his laps. He does these huge wide circles when I take him for a walk to get rid of his zoomies.
Up the bank, down
and there was a hill, and each circle he did around me at that point, the circle kept getting wider and wider, and I thought he was going to run up out into the road. And thankfully, he chilled out just enough at the end where he got about halfway up the hill, and he came running back to me, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Grabbed him by the harness, and I escorted his butt back to the truck.
I wanted to put up a couple of Terry's comments. She put, there is a great Facebook group called Trekking Fur Babies, which I am a member of, and it is an awesome group, by the way. They give you a lot of good information, and it's a fun place to showcase your photos of your pets on the truck. But she also said you can find emergency vets all across the country, and we've actually had to do that. We did that in Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah. Gizmo hurt his hip.
Amarillo, yeah.
And that's what we got.
Yeah, hopefully we never have to do that with Rio.
Yep. And Greg. And then Marion said, me too. We need folders, vet records, especially rabies in Texas. They often want to see it. That's true. And Canada, especially if you're going into Canada, you have to have the international pet card showing that they're up to date on all their vaccinations and that they're healthy.
That's funny.
Okay.
You learn to go for the first red truck.
I know. It doesn't help with our dogs because our truck's white, and how many white trucks are in a truck stop?
I mean, white, black, and red are really the primary colors of the industry.
Exactly.
Cindy Madole. Okay, mine's not highlighting.
It highlighted. Cindy Madole said the ice thing that you guys are talking about Can't anybody do it? Thank you. Absolutely,
Absolutely.
yes.
ICE stands for in case of emergency.
Yeah,
And that's who you want to put ICE in front of you, or find the folder in your phone, but ICE in front of the name of your emergency contact.
yeah. So like for you, Cindy, it would be Momo. You'd put Momo as your ICE contact.
If you can't find it, Cindy, like if you have an older phone or whatnot, when you go to like the contact info where you literally type in the name, you can just put a space or a hyphen and put ICE, or in front of their name put ICE, so that if the police ever have to look through your phone, or the rescue or whoever, they'll be able to identify that being your ICE contact. And hopefully, if they're smart enough or they care enough, they'll contact that person.
Yeah, definitely.
You would hope they would.
Yeah. And that's another thing. That's where Life 360 really comes in handy too. And you guys don't need to be a trucker to download that. It's good because you can get all your family members together onto one platform. And should you not hear from somebody, or you're concerned about somebody, you can always find their location by using the Life 360 app. And again, that's a free app, so highly recommend that one. Yeah,
The
Terry.
stalker app.
Yeah, yeah. As Chris would call it, the stalker app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Justin
we've used
thought
it a
up
few
to
times.
understand us with that app,
Yes, he did. Thanks to Chris.
and surprised us.
Where was that? Baltimore, outside of Baltimore, I think.
I think it's outside of Baltimore.
Yeah.
No, it was outside of Richmond.
I was going to say, I think you guys were in Virginia because he
Yeah.
was coming home.
Brother Glenn, exit 140.
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember when we left, you were in your truck and you were out the window doing like a rowboat thing. It was so funny.
That video was so funny. Angie, I thought you were going to piss yourself.
I know.
So hard. That was epic.
I had the towel ready just in case.
You're so funny. That reminds me of the TikTok we did yesterday.
Yeah,
Now, Angie, you've been rowboated, particularly by me. Have you ever had someone run past you?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever had somebody run past you?
No. Yes. So, all right, Chris, I have a question for you. So now that you've been on the truck for about 3 months and you guys have been riding team, and like your situation's different than ours because we've been out here for 6 years, what has been the hardest adjustment for you?
I don't really know. It's like, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind for me is just space. But I mean, I would say space and probably the ability to cook. Those have been the hardest adjustments for me. You know, the showering, well, okay, I mean that comes in itself, but probably the ability to provide was the biggest adjustment for me. Trying to finagle, cookware and figure out meals that could be done either A, while the truck is moving, because go ahead and try to boil a pot of spaghetti when the truck is moving, and that's not going to happen. So trying to find creative ways as far as that, but that's probably it. I mean, again, Justin and I are lucky enough to have a great relationship. So as far as relationship wise, there was, I would say, hardly any adjustment, from home life to being in the truck. I mean, I got to spend more time with him now that I was in the truck, driving with him. But
my hardest thing is sleeping with the truck moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he has a hard time getting quality sleep on the truck.
That's where Justin's at now. He struggles really, really bad. And then there's me. As long as I can lay down for 3 or 4 hours, I'm ready to go. Like, midday, night, it doesn't matter. I just need literally 3 to 4 hours, and I can go for another whatever I need to.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. I can sleep through anything, and Larry, he wakes up, he's at everything. It's like because I drive daytime, so I'm always going through the construction and the bad weather and
Same,
people
girl.
cut me off. It's like, I'm sorry.
Same. Where Justin typically has it easy. He's got less traffic. You know, I'm the one having to deal with the way stations and, you know, knock on wood. It's been good. But yeah.
Which, surprisingly enough, I'm sure Larry can back me on this. Driving nighttime, you do hit more way stations than you think you would.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
I mean, you can go weeks or even days on end. You won't hit one at night. And then all of a sudden, for like a month straight, you're hitting like every other way station or every other state at night for like a month straight. Like, it happens.
That just happened to me a couple weeks ago. It's like everyone pulled me in.
Yeah. They're like, Larry's behind the wheel. Pull him in.
I was just gonna say that, Terry. It's nice to be young.
And Terry said, wait till you get old and 4 hours won't cut it.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but generally speaking, I mean, there are some days where I'm literally living on caffeine and, you know, water and hydration and things like that. But for the most part, I still am good.
All right. So when you're driving, Chris, are you a snacky type of person, and do you like have energy drinks to keep you going?
That's me.
No, that's Justin. He's the muncher. For me, it's more or less just music, focus, and I just I get in a mental zone is what happens. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm driving, I do tend to smoke a lot, which is terrible, but that's kind of what keeps me going.
I smoke a lot more when I drive.
I'm a muncher. I do like my coffee. Definitely fresh cup of coffee. Other than that, I mean, I could go 8 hours without snacking on anything. But Justin,
We got into iced coffee.
That protein shake iced coffee?
Yes.
I am going to try that.
Oh, so good.
I love it because I tell you what, I eat a lot less drinking it because it's a meal, and I'm a big snacker. But I try to snack healthy stuff. But I'm a big snacker. I eat fruit throughout the day, or granola, or nuts, or whatever like that. But drinking my protein shakes, I found, and my water, I'm not hardly snacking at all anymore because I'm full all the time.
Yeah, it definitely fills me up too.
You know, I've actually found Bang has a new energy drink out. It's keto friendly and it's a Java. They have
It's really good.
3 or 4 different Java flavors.
The mocha one?
There's a mocha, a caramel, a peanut butter something. Yeah, and they're, like I said, they're keto friendly. Zero sugar.
Birthday cake or something like that?
Yeah, birthday cake. That was the one that you liked.
Birthday cake.
Same company, but they have a coffee, like a coffee line.
Oh my God, I want to try that. So we were talking about the weigh scales, and Terry said, yes, they'd love to open it at night just to catch us off guard.
Yeah.
And then Terry says, I forget to eat when I'm driving. I can drink up to 6.5 energy drinks. Oh my God, 6.5 hours of energy drinks. Are you crazy, woman?
I like my 5 hours and my Red Bulls and sunflower seeds.
I have my iced coffee and like 1 cup of coffee, and that's it. And then the rest of the day I'm drinking water.
I'm running it.
Wait, get it right now.
Hold on, Marion. I'll show you exactly what I do. She wanted to know about my protein drink. I got Lori doing it now too.
I just told somebody at Walmart about it, actually. I was like, by the way, my friend does A, B, and C, and she's just like, I can't do it.
Well, I absolutely hate protein drinks, and I'm supposed to drink them because I had gastric bypass like 8 years ago, and so I'm supposed to really be good about my protein. And I don't like protein shakes because for me they're chalky tasting, and I don't like them. And so on TikTok, I actually found a whole bunch of people talking about how they're making iced coffee, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And so we tried it when we were at home, and now we're both addicted. But pretty much what you do is,
Did you make one?
yes. I bought this, but you can make your own coffee at home. But this is Starbucks cold brew, medium roast. It's got no sugar in it, so no sugar. It's just coffee, medium roast, really strong coffee. So you add about a half a cup to about half. Huh? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make one because he wants one now. That's a good idea. That'll be our dinner. So I'm really cooking. So I add an eyeball, half a cup to 1 cup of cold brew, and then 1 Premier Protein iced latte. You'll have to open that. And then the Premier Protein's got 30 grams of protein. And then I just top it off with a no sugar added liquid creamer. So again, I'm not adding sugar to the protein drink. So then it's low calorie, but it's really filling and it does taste like an iced coffee. So that's it.
And we do a plant-based protein. I call it a shake, but it's more of a drink. It's an organic protein, like I said, plant-based, so it doesn't have all that extra additive stuff in it. And I'm like you, I don't like that filmy chalkiness of protein. And anybody that consumes protein in the form of a drink knows exactly what we're talking about, because protein is protein no matter how you consume it. But we do that, and then I'll add in chia seeds and flaxseed. And we have cut out dairy in our diet almost altogether. So we use almond milk, and unsweetened almond milk, and it is so good. It's so good.
I've been wanting to try the flax seeds and chia seeds, so that's awesome.
Well, the flaxseed and the chia seed, they're a really good source of fiber, but they're also a really good source of protein as well. So you're getting your protein from the protein powder, but then also from the seeds themselves. And like flax seeds have really good cardiovascular health benefits to them, which is, I mean, knock on wood, not so much for me, but for Justin and his high blood pressure and whatnot. We're hoping that all kind of ties in together. But we just put it in our little shaker bottles and shake the heck out of it for a couple minutes and guzzle it right down.
I tell you what, we've been doing this for a week and a half, where we're substituting at least 1 meal, if not 2, with our protein shakes, and then just drinking strictly water. Oh my God, do we have so much more energy and we feel so much better. And I will tell you, cutting out the sodas and the crap like that, I am way more alert when I'm behind the wheel. So I am like, we're stuck on this.
And it tastes good.
Yeah, so tastes good, is low calorie, is getting your proteins, because I technically need to have 60 grams of protein a day. So just doing 2 of those is getting me all the protein I need throughout the day.
Yep. And then anything else you eat is just a bonus.
Exactly. I know we drove right by the fruit stands in California today. I was like, I wish we had had a chance that we could have stopped, because there's like this place on, was it 52 or 152?
152.
152, where it's just nothing but fruit stands. Oh my gosh, I wish we'd had a chance to stop. Usually we'll stop and they'll have like avocados 10 for $1 or strawberries ridiculously cheap. It's so cool. I love that place. And there's always truck parking.
But this time we didn't have time to stop.
No.
Which is a bummer.
Okay, Lori Leach has got a good question. Doesn't all that water make you have to find a bathroom more? So yes and no. When you first start on the water, I don't know how to explain this, but when you first start in the water for like the first week or so, yeah, you do have to go to the bathroom. I usually have to stop every 3 hours to go to the bathroom a lot. But then once your body starts getting used to it, I can go 4, 5, 6 hours before I have to stop. And I usually will drink at least 2 of these a day. So
I'm sorry to cut you off. Justin is backstage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let me try to get him removed there.
Well, that's weird. There's 2 of me now.
Oh, if we can hear her through the car.
Okay.
Angie, say something.
Hello.
Like, why? How? Why couldn't that have happened way before?
Oh, now you guys can hear us in the car?
Through your phone. Yeah. Never mind. It's through his phone, but it's so much louder. So whatever went wrong on your end, fix whatever the heck was going on.
Oh, yeah, we want 295. We always think 295.
Oh, Lori, let me show you, hon. Where'd you put the protein drink?
Tractor.
So there's a couple of them, Lori, but here, let me do full screen. So it's Premier Protein, and this one is the iced latte, and they also have a caramel latte too. Lori's doing the caramel latte. And I will tell you, I did see some people on TikTok, and I may actually do this. They have sugar-free caramel syrup and sugar-free chocolate syrup in the stores that you could add to it. So you could like make it a caramel iced coffee or a mocha iced coffee that way, but you're not adding sugar to it. And I have seen a lot of people on TikTok do it. So, but it's 30 grams of protein. I actually got mine off of Amazon, but you can get these at Walgreens, CVS, or Walmart. But I just got them off of Amazon because I bought them in bulk.
Yeah.
That's
Was
contagious.
it like, if you don't mind me asking, Angie, and not to be nosy because I really don't care, but tell me what you paid like for a case of it, because we picked up Walmart's brand of the exact same shake today, just because, I mean, not to put it out there, but you know how our finances are. So we picked it up to try to utilize on the truck. So what did you guys pay?
So for 12 bottles, it was $19. $20.
Okay. So that's not too bad. Yeah.
So what is that, like the bottle?
And then I will tell you the cold brew has lasted us almost 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. Same with the creamer. So, and this was $4 and the creamer was $2. So for about $30, it's lasted us about 2 weeks.
See, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad at all.
No, not at all.
I mean,
You're welcome, Lori.
When you think about what people spend on soda, you know, or coffee in the truck stops, if you're a trucker or whatever, I mean, it's more than $30. That I can tell you.
Oh, the coffee, see, that's my biggest, I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, but in my opinion, if you're a truck driver and you go into a truck stop, in my personal opinion, coffee should be a courtesy. I don't think you should ever be charged for coffee because it keeps you awake. 9 times out of 10, you're getting fuel in their truck stop anyway. And I've just always thought coffee should be, oh, you're a trucker with a CDL license? Here, have a large coffee on us. I don't know. It's just the way I think of it.
Not charged $2.50.
Yeah.
Justin and I actually end up with free coffee quite regularly. I don't know if we just hit the right people at the right time, but I would say we don't pay for probably 50% of our coffees.
Yeah, like, usually they'll just say, oh, just, go. Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it really should. I mean, as much money as we spend in the truck stops between the food and the snacks and the fuel, and coffee is one of those things that it really does keep the truck drivers awake. So I've always just thought as a courtesy, it would be nice to see one of the truck stops do that. You know,
don't go in and get coffee too often since we got a Keurig.
No.
Coffee on the truck.
Marion said, I make mine. Oh, yeah, sorry. We do put ice cubes. This is completely full of ice, too. I just saw Marion's comment, but she said, I make mine with ice cubes, Sumatra coffee, liquid whipped cream, and 2 Splenda. Okay, that sounds good. And she puts, I get lots of free coffee at Pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have the drink programs.
And we typically get our free coffee from the TA or Petra, and there's a few of them out there. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but International House has a pre-made ice cream. You can buy it in the store.
Iced coffee, not ice cream.
Yeah,
guys.
sorry. Sorry.
Ice cream on the brand?
I'm so sorry.
Just once, you know.
But International House has their own iced coffee. At Walmart, you'll find it like in the dairy section. It comes in a
carton, right?
Yep. Like a milk carton. In some
Yes.
of the truck stops, they have it in like the creamer dispensers.
So good.
And they have the French vanilla and the mocha. And let me tell you, oh my God.
Yeah, the mocha is amazing. Oh my God, yes.
On my list to Dunkin' Donuts.
Try mixing them. That's what I do. I'll do like half and half, mocha and vanilla, but that's a super special treat. But that's typically what I'll do.
I tell you what, I was never so excited when Pilot a couple years ago started putting the Dunkin' Donut Expresses in their Pilots, and then you could go in there and make your own iced coffee. Oh my God, that was like heaven. I'm like, what?
I remember eating
but it's like a lot of calories too. So it's like I might as well just make that a meal. But oh my god, that was so exciting when they finally started doing that.
Yep.
Marianne said, if I tried it out, if I come in all cheery, it's free. If I'm grumpy, no freebies.
Put that smile on your face.
Yeah, be nice to those cashiers. They'll let you walk out with some coffee.
And then you'll be grumpy on it when you come out.
Yes.
Cheery on the inside, grumpy on the outside.
And Sharon says Valero usually offers a free fountain drink or coffee with fuel. Oh, that's cool. We don't ever go to Valero's that often.
Yeah, Valero's not big enough for truck stops typically.
Yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss on whether or not you get a truck in there.
You might be able to get in, but you may have a hard time getting out.
Okay, Chris, the ultimate question now. Have you been to a Saps Brothers yet?
I think we have.
Oh, you would know. You would know. I guess the question is, have you gone to the bathroom at a Saps Brother yet?
Okay. She has not been to a Saps Brothers since she became a driver. I do not recall if I've stopped at a Saps with her previous to that, but she has stopped. It was technically a marathon, but it was an AM PM.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a brand new AM PM.
Mm-hmm.
And they had TVs in the damn bathrooms with NCIS going. I'm like, what?
What? Oh my God, that is so nice.
Sharon, I'm not going to read it. I'll let you read it.
Sharon said, I love Saps Brothers toilets. Yes.
Like, I can sit on the blooper and listen to NCIS.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, Justin, like, I know Chris and I love Chris. If you ever go to Saps Brothers and she goes missing for like 20 minutes or so, you can blame me because I guarantee she's enjoying the toilet at the Saps Brothers.
An hour. She'll be gone for an hour.
I'm guessing they have a bidet.
Oh, yes. It is a heated seat, too. So you sit down on it and your butt's all nice and toasty.
So if I come out with a
seat, water, a hot fan.
So she can go to the Saps Brothers bathroom and cheat on me. I see how it is. Cheating on me with a toilet. That ain't right.
She comes back with the biggest smile on her face.
That's what I was going to say. So if I walk out of the bathroom cheesing, everyone will know why.
Yes.
All right, so then let me ask you this, Angie. What's better? A bathroom at the Saps Brothers or a nice, loud-sounding Peterbilt that goes...
No. He asked.
I can answer that. She'll need a towel for both.
Peterbilt. Definitely a Peterbilt.
Yeah, there's something about it. Your TikTok was great, or the video you made was epic. Justin calls me outside and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Have you seen this?"
Tell me it's not that true.
And he says, "Really, babe? Is that really what it's like?" And then I saw Larry throw the towel at you, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's close. Yeah, that's good. That's good."
It's so true. I always joke with all my trucker friends, and I'm like, and Terry and I were talking about it the other day. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I said, it's better than friggin' any pheromone in the world. Just get a Peterbilt next to me. I'm good.
There is definitely something about the sound of that. Definitely.
Oh, you're good. Sherry said the TA in Salina, Kansas has big screen TVs. Oh my gosh, and rain shower heads in the first 3 showers, and the TV is built into the mirrors. Are you kidding me? Okay, we got to put. I'm screenshotting that.
Oh, and that's at a TA.
Yes, a TA.
Wow. All right. Just a small heads up. You guys keep cutting in and out a little bit on audio.
It's our service. I'm watching the bars go down to nothing.
It's mostly our service, but we are 295 south of Richmond.
Okay.
So we're also coming into a little bit of a squall, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of the reason as well. So
No problem.
You got to read Marion's real fast.
Marion said, I got to hit the sack. I did my 11, but now I'm going to be dreaming about a Saps Brothers.
That is great.
I'm serious. All my female truckers and truckers' wives out there, I can't tell you enough. Go to Saps Brothers, and they need to start paying me for this advertising.
Because Lori said, "Yep, love the Peterbilt Jakes. There really is something about those bad boys."
Ringtone.
Sorry, boys, but
I'll just call you all the time.
Yes. And Sharon said, Justin, you are about an hour away from my house.
we're headed to Joyce.
Yeah, well, sorry, we're
Under a time crunch.
Yeah.
we're on a time crunch. I got to go get this truck. I mean, I've got more than enough time to get to Ohio, but ideally, I don't know what kind of condition this truck is in. You know, if at the last minute I've got to get a hotel room because, you know, worst case scenario, the driver actually passed away or something, and his crap's all in the truck, and it's just say it's one of the worst. Like, say the driver was a hoarder. I don't know. Like, I brought 2 extra blankets to lay on in the event that I got to sleep in this thing. So, like,
Totally understand that one.
I couldn't imagine. It's like a blind date with the inside of a truck. You never really know what you're going to walk into.
right. And if it's that bad, I might just tell them, you better find somebody else to come get this sucker, or you're going to pay me
We hated that when we were
you're going to pay me $30K.
Yeah, we've had to do that a couple times, and there's one truck that was so bad.
Or when people used to borrow our trucks and give it back to us because we'd be off. That's why I'm so glad about where we work now, because nobody gets our truck for any damn reason. But when we were at ground, that would happen all the time. They'd borrow our truck, or we'd have to use somebody else's truck. And then you're dealing with somebody else's stuff and their germs, and it's just not a good thing.
Right.
And then
I've got all my stuff fresh.
We had a switch seat where there was day drivers and night drivers in the same truck, and they would leave it so trashy.
Yeah.
It's common courtesy for other people's things. People don't have that.
No.
And that's just it. You know, I'm a clean person. I like having my environment clean. It's, you know, I don't want to have to throw stuff down if I don't have to. But I mean, if I'm in somebody else's quarters or whatever, I mean, I'm at least going to be as cordial and as clean as I can in said environment. But I'd only hope the next person is just as clean as me. You know, I'm not saying I'm the cleanest person in the world or I'm the tidiest, but everything has a place.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when you live in such small spaces, everything's got to have a place. You got to put your stuff away, because otherwise then it starts feeling chaotic and hectic, and especially with 2 people in the truck, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of space. For one person, it's almost okay. Like, you could definitely make a nice little setup for yourself, but with 2 people, it's tough.
Well, with 2 people,
Place for everything and everything in its place.
What'd you say, Larry?
It's a place for everything and everything in its place.
Yep.
For the most part, yeah.
Try to drill that into the kids at home.
Yeah. Sharon said, sounds like you should have brought extra trash bags, not just for throwing stuff out, but to bag it up to clean it up.
I mean,
Let's hope not.
That's
not the case.
You know, I shouldn't have to clean up some.
I'm hoping you don't have to be in that truck for too much long.
You know, if I've got to go get trash bags, you know what? I'm taking that sucker straight to I mean, it's Camden, so I'll probably take the truck straight to Petro, and I'll go do whatever I got to do.
Yeah. Let's hope there's nothing wrong with it. It's clean.
Right.
I did want to mention before we get ready to close the show also that tomorrow night we got Trucker Safety Divas at 7 p.m. Central. And tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about what a trucker's last call is, what it means. I'm going to try and show a couple last calls during the show. But then we're also going to be talking about the charity Truckers Final Mile. And I know a lot of you guys are familiar with it. And what people are usually familiar about is that if a trucker passes away over the road, Truckers Final Mile will help bring that trucker back to their family. But they do a lot more than that. And so we're going to share information about that. And then tonight, I will also post a link to our podcast that Larry and I did with the founder of Truckers Final Mile, Richard. He doesn't really like doing interviews per se. That's why I didn't ask him to be on the show. I had a really hard time convincing him to do the podcast, but I'm going to post a link because it was a really, really good interview with him. And it gives you an idea how Truckers Final Mile started and how it's run by truckers and it's all volunteer work. And Larry just put up a comment by Gary Hodgkins that says, "Hello, just got on, and let me say that there's two good-looking guys on here." What? Gary, what about two good-looking women?
Right. Speaking of good-looking guy, you should show them what you did to your hair.
Oh, what'd you do?
He's so mad. I thought he was gonna cry in the I call it a butcher's chair, because he cut all the long off the top of his head and has just a nice cut now, and I love it. He hates it.
Is that why we have the hat on?
It looks really good, you guys.
Hey, the most important part is that you like it, Chris.
Full spit.
Like, see, it's all
yeah.
It looks
It does look nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right?
I'm like,
Like,
that's wedding day material. Like, get rid of that little tail thing you had on the top of your head.
Hold my phone real quick. Right where it is.
Okay.
Allow me to strike a pose.
Oh, gosh. Take your phone back.
You are such a mess.
You're going to be even more mess if you don't keep this bad boy in between the lines. That's what I'm telling you right now.
I'll make you like that shirt. Where was it the other day?
Oh, gosh.
Larry will always do the rumble strips for me so I made the fatal mistake one time. We were in the truck and he was riding the rumble strips, and I made a joke and I said, "Ooh, that tickles." And so now he does it all the time. He's like, "Hey baby," he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna ride the rumble strips for you."
That's hysterical. I've had to ride the rumble strips quite often going through construction zones because the way they have them stinking cones out. Terrible.
Yes.
Yep.
And Diane said you look very good, Justin.
See, I told you.
I did it for you. I did your pose for you.
You guys are a mess.
Priceless.
And Sharon said the rumble strips tickle her feet. Yes, they do. Oh my God, you should see Larry when he goes in. So when we first started dating and I'd go get my nails done, he'd be like, "Hey, can I come with you? I want to get a pedicure." I'm like, "What? A guy that wants to go with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Oh my God, the next time we go get a pedicure, I will live stream it. It is the funniest shit ever.
No, she won't.
Yes, I will.
No.
He is so ticklish. He'll sit there and laugh through the whole day of pedicure. And he usually has the nail technician laughing her butt off.
I struggle through it too, Larry. I feel your pain. Like, it's not funny. It's not a laughing matter. If you're like me, you do everything you can not to like flinch and kick them right in their chin because they're so close to your feet.
I have not kicked him yet.
You're right. I'm right there with you. It depends on who's doing it. Some people have a firmer hand, but it's the ones that grab your feet ever so gently. Like, don't do that. Like, if you're gonna grab my freaking foot, grab it. Don't sit there and like handle it like a feather, because that's when you're looking at issues. Want to kick you?
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't broke the handle on the chair either.
Yeah, because he always hopes he's going to go and get like a nice deep massage. And oh my God, it cracks me up every time. It's so funny.
love
Sharon
it.
said, "Don't feel bad, Larry. I white knocked the armrest
White knuckle it.
or white knuckled the armrest in the butt of the chair."
Oh yeah, and the kids.
I love going to get pedicures with you. It's the best experience. I just sit in my chair with my glass of wine, just laughing. Oh gosh. All right.
1 hour.
Yeah, we'll let you guys get going. So I know you guys got a long night ahead of you.
And
But
be careful in that squall.
yes, that's no joke. Those squalls.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's just a small portion of a storm.
luckily it's not snowing, but
There's little scattered thunderstorms all along the eastern coast right now.
at
So
least we're not in the Kansas area. They're having some terrible weather out there.
I saw that. Yeah,
A couple of months ago, I experienced my first squall, and it was crazy.
that was in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Only had that one.
Yep. It's the only one we've ever been in. Well, just a reminder, guys, the guys will be back next Friday night. It'll be Justin, James, and Larry on the show. Again,
You know-
just our James. What did I say?
He said we will.
Oh, I think so. Are you?
Yes.
woohoo!
The three stooges. I mean, the three men will be back.
Holler!
Larry's decided that you want to be.
I was gonna have. I was thinking James was gonna be curly, but I don't know. With your haircut, you both could be curly.
Whoever has never been a part of the Guy Show or watched the Guy Show, you really need to make it a point because it's the funniest hour ever.
You know what's actually funny is growing up as a teenager when I used to shave my head as a kid, my nickname was Curly.
I could see that.
All right. Well, I got to be Bo because I cannot be Larry.
So James is.
So it's between you two fighting over your names.
I love it. But
So yeah,
definitely-
the guys' show has got no topic. They just bullshit for an hour. You guys come in, ask them any questions that you want. They'll answer any of your questions, and it's usually fun. And us girls are usually sitting in the back laughing our butt off. And oh my god, I can't believe they just said that.
I can't believe I said that. It comes out of my mouth. I'm like, did I just say that?
Yes, no filter Fridays.
Exactly.
I like that. No filter Friday.
No filter
Yes.
Friday.
I
And
love.
why would Friday be any different than any other day with me?
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, you guys be safe. Good luck on this load. I hope the truck's not dirty, and I hope it's clean and everything goes smoothly tonight.
Well, and I'll be turning in Vernon once I know he's good. I'll be headed back to North Carolina, so I'll be driving well into the morning.
Be
Okay.
careful.
I will.
Yeah.
If I
All right,
need to pull over, I'll pull over.
All right, guys. Be sure to come back next Friday night. The three guys will be here.
And tomorrow night, the girls.
The girls, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Do a truck. We're going to be talking about Trucker's Last Call and Trucker's Final Mile. So,
And Wednesday show.
oh yeah, and the Wednesday Wise show is at noon. And I apologize, I don't know the topic this week. I think this week is cooking. So,
I think you're right.
yeah, I'll have it posted on Monday for everybody so everybody knows. But thanks, everybody. You guys be safe, and we'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Have a good night,
Safe
everyone.
out there.
And we'll catch you on the flip.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.